Hello and welcome to Programming with Noel. This is the recap session. For those who missed our last session last week, you'll hear me today. There is some background noise, but I'll look into that as we do our future sessions. So basically, last week we wanted to understand the software engineering or software development process, the life cycle process of software development, so that as we begin to learn about programming languages, the frameworks, as we begin to build the web applications, the apps, and all that, we will have known what software development entails. So last week we wanted to understand the software engineering. So we said that software development, uh, we can we can define it as creating computer programs and applications that make our devices do what we want. So we want to control a computer. We want to tell the computer or mobile phones what we want to do. For example, I want to send a message. For me to send a message, I'll use Messenger or any other messaging application. So in that messaging application, someone has written a program that will tell my phone that I'm sending a message to person B to person C, or I'm sending a mail, or I'm posting a video on TikTok. So software development entails all that, whereby we are creating a computer program, an application that will make our devices, in that case, our phones, our computers, and other devices like smartwatches, televisions. We are writing programs to tell them what to do, or we are saying that we are creating computer programs and application that will help people to do a specific task. Let's say you want to do some calculation. uh, you love a calculator, maybe on phone, on your laptop, or you want to edit a video. There are some applications that you use. So we are creating the computer programs that will help us to do specific tasks. And as we go forward, we'll be building some real applications, and we want those applications to do something specific. And for you as an individual, you may want to build some application that meets your needs. So we are saying uh, software development entails all that, whereby we are building an application or a program that will do a specific task. And technically, this is the definition for software development, whereby it is the process of designing, creating, testing, and maintaining software applications. So don't worry much about that. So these are the steps that it entails. These are the steps that it entails as we build apps, as we write programs, as we develop softwares. It will You'll find yourself going around these steps, going around these steps. So we want to understand each of these steps and how it will apply to our applications. So for example, we want to send a message as we said earlier. So we will ask ourselves, how are we going to send this message? Maybe the people whom we are going to send the messages, how are we going to connect between them? Uh, so we plan ahead before even we go to write the code. We ask ourselves, how are we going to, maybe which servers are we going to use to store the data for the people, like phone numbers, their names, their locations or countries. So we plan ahead. Then after we've planned, now we know that this is all that we need to send a message from person A to person B. Then now we design. So designing, you can do in a piece of paper, or there are some softwares that are used. But basically, you want to mirror, or you want to see how that application will look like, even before you write a program. For example, you are sending a message. So maybe this is person A that want to send a message to person B. So we decide which environment. Maybe it is going to go through a certain server or a service provider, like Safaricom. So these are like, this person will send a message, then there is a way Safaricom stores that information, or any other service provider, then send the same message to person B. Then the same process, uh, come back, maybe person B replies the message, and person A will know that the message has been sent. So as you do this, as you are designing, how do you want your system to look like? How do you want to look like? Maybe it is a web application. Maybe it is a web application. So as you've seen, most of the website that we use, you'll find that we have the menu bar at the top here, maybe having login, about us, services, and maybe the brand name here, maybe the brand name here. And you'll find that at the end there is a section, maybe where they give some quick links, they give the social media links, they ask you to subscribe to their newsletters, uh, and in between is where maybe you display the products, if it is a if it is a if it is a e-commerce website. So by doing this, you are designing how you want the system to look like, how you want the web application to look like, even before you go to code. When you do this, it will be easier for you. When you will be coding, it will be easier for you. You will already know that I need an about us page, or a button to log in here. So after you've created that, you will know that I am now done with about us. And maybe our services links. I need a link here for services. I need a footer here, or I need to give some links here where people can find services easily. So you are designing. So this process is very important in software development process. If you skip it, you'll find it difficult to write codes, because it's like you don't have direction on what you are reading. So by designing, it will help you. Maybe you design and you find out, my website may need many links, or service patterns and all that. So you will know even before you code what you expect. So that as you go to write the real program now, you will be implementing what you've designed. So this step is very important. It's very crucial when we are developing software applications, web applications, and any other kind of software. You need to design first, and then we go to coding. So coding, we now write the application. We choose the programming language. For our case here, we'll be using Python. So you transform this into a real application. So you transform what you have designed into a real application. And we'll talk about this. We'll learn more about programming languages for mobile apps and for web applications. So we will learn more in detail. So just know that after you design the application, you will now transform that design into a real application. Then after that, you test, you check whether it meets your application. If you are like before we say that we wanted to send a message. If you are sending a message, you can now try to see if when you send a message, another person receives a message, or maybe you receive a response. So that is testing to make sure that the application that you have written is working as you expect. Then after when all is well, you tested the application is working as you expect, then you can deploy. So this may mean taking your application to consumers. For example, you are building a website to be used in maybe restaurants or schools, maybe school library and all that. So deploying, you are taking it to the consumer, or you are if it is an app, you are making it online. You are publishing it in App Store or Play Store, so that people can now find the app, download and use the app. If it is a website, you are hosting it in a server somewhere so that people can find it online. And finally, you do the maintenance. So after you've taken to the client, maybe they try to use the service, they find that there's something that needs an improvement or adjustment, you do that. And this will be, you will do it periodically. I think you may have seen the apps that will ask you to update from time to time, to mean that the developers have improved on some parts. So that is why those apps keep asking you to update. So these processes, planning all the way to maintenance, is like it is iterative or a repetitive process. Once we are done with planning, and we go to designing, maybe somewhere when you are designing, you found out that maybe your plans, the things that you had planned, the things that you require, you find as you design, because now it is you have mirrored the application. You found out that you need to replan. So like this is an iterative process. You keep repeating it until you find the product or what you expect. So all this, you may start planning, you do designing, you go to coding, testing. Then once you take it to the client here, you find out the client maybe, or if it is you wanted to use the application, maybe there are some things that did not work well. So what do? You go back to planning. What are you going to do to include maybe the parts that you left? You go back to the design. Where are you going to add? Because you cannot add it anywhere. You need to edit it in a specific place. It is a pattern you are adding. Where are you going to add? So you design. Then you code again, you test, you deploy. So this process is iterative. It is iterative. It's like you go through a cycle: planning, coding, deploying, testing, and all that repeatedly until you are satisfied that the application meets the desires that you had, or the intentions that you had. So we go through the processes last week, assuming that you are a carpenter, and maybe you found out that your competitors have come up with a new brand, or maybe you want to bring a new taste to your customers. So what do they normally do? What do they normally do? So we wanted to learn the steps of software development from the way people from other industries do their deliver their products. So you have identified that for this case you need a new brand. that is a problem. You have seen a need. You have seen a need in the market that people maybe they are tired with the old brands or there is stiff competition and you want to counter that competition. So as a result, you decided that you want to come up with a new brand. So you keep asking yourself which kind of a brand, which materials, uh, what is the size, what is the color, all that you ask yourself is a problem that you have identified. Let's say in the other part, you want an application, maybe that will keep your inventory. So you ask yourself, how will this application look like? Yes, there is a problem. Maybe there is poor inventory management in your institution or in your company or in your business. So that is a problem that you've identified. So after you've identified that problem, so for this case, you want a new brand. So after you've identified that, then you plan. So before you even go ahead and start making a new brand, before you go ahead and collect the materials, you ask yourself which kind of material, because it's not all the materials that will be used to make a table. Which size? What about shape? What about the material? So you are doing what? You are planning. If it is inventory management software that you want to build, then you ask yourself, how maybe are you going to store how are you going to store the items that is in a database? Which kind of a database are you going to use? Which kind of a programming language are you going to use to develop the system? How are you going to do the maintenance? How will you host the system? You are asking yourself all these things before you even start, before you start programming. So you are doing what? You are planning. After you are certain that this is the kind that I need, this is the shape that I need, this is the this is the server that I will use, this is the programming language that I will use. Then you do what? Then you design. So for them, maybe they sketch. I want a table that will look like this. Uh, Maybe as they go producing more and more, they get used to it, and we don't see this part mostly. But when you are coming up with a new brand, they will sketch first. This is how I want it to look like. Yeah, this is how I want it to look like. To have a top which is round, to have stands and all that. So they are designing it somewhere before they go to the real application. So you design before you do anything, before you code, before you program as you go forward. Please make sure that you decide. This is the most important part in programming. So after that, now they bring the parts together. This is where coding now comes. You have designed. You know that I need this kind of a website. For example, it has the menu bar here, it has the about us section down there, maybe about us there, contact us, and all that you've designed. Then now you want to transform this design to the real application. So we say that you are coding, and we will see as when we get that part how we uh, do that part. So after that, you test for them. Maybe they are inspecting the table or the products, the new furniture that they came up with. But for us, we are testing. If it was inventory, can I now record the items in that inventory? Can it keep my data? Can it keep my data? Can I add new data? Can I remove some? Can I update? All that. You are doing what? You are testing to make sure that the product that you have come with meets the requirement or meets the desire that you had when you are coming up with the product. And after that, you deploy. You take it to the consumers, you take it to the customers, you launch the program or the software. People can now give you the views. If it is an app, you put it on a Play Store or an App Store for iOS so that people can now use the application. So, and as a result, maybe as they are using the application, you realize that there are some bugs, that there are some errors, or that there are some errors that they are encountering. You may need to go back. You may need to go back, or you do the maintenance. So you may need to update or maintain, or if it is something that needs you to plan, you go back. That is why we said that this process is an iterative. After maintenance, you may need to go back to plan. Then you design, then you continue. So it is an iterative process. So I want you to imagine that you want to bake a cake. So I want you to write down get a piece of paper and a pen, write down how are you going to achieve this given the steps that we've discussed. So I want you to try and think about this. This will be very important when we get to the part whereby we'll be writing applications. So I want you to try as much as possible to write those steps following what we have written here. It may be one sentence, just explaining what you will do to make sure that you cover each step that we discuss here. And finally, I don't know if you are familiar with these phrases. These are gospel artists, Nathaniel Bassey and Israel Mboni. So just to make you curious what you are going to learn, I decided to come up with an application. I know from time to time you may have voted for the song of the year or the singer of the year or maybe the athlete may have voted. So how do they come up with uh, those applications? So I want us to see. So you may not concentrate much on the codes because we'll go back. We have not started programming, but I just want you to know that everything that we normally do, it was implemented programmatically. So it is coding time. So don't worry if you don't have access to computer. I'll show you how you will implement the program when we get to that part. So this is the program that I wrote. This is the program that I wrote. Let me zoom it so that you can see that program. Uh, so this is the program, but I don't want you to concentrate much on this. I want us to scale this program when we get to the part where we discuss programming languages and web applications. I would like us to scale these projects to build a real application where we can vote for the singers. But for now, this is just application. I want you to get a taste of it. So let me run it. Let me run the application so that you can see. So when you come to this application, It will ask you the name, your age, and if you are above 18 years, you are allowed to vote or it runs. So let me run the application. It will ask me my name. My name is Malangan. How old are you? I'm 23 and 2. Tell me, welcome to Crunch Talent Promotion, blah blah blah. Then these are the singers that they want me to choose from. Nathaniel Bassey, Israel Boni, the one that we saw in the picture. We have Christopher Mwangila, Rose Mwando, and we are told to reply with 98 if the singer is not in this number. The singer is not among the ones that are listed. So let's say my favorite singer is Nathaniel Bassey, option 0. Dear Noel Langat, thank you for participating in Grant Talent Promotion for that for Nathaniel Bassey. Let's say I want to choose. I want to say that my favorite singer is not in the list. Let's say someone who is called Mark Karaoke, who is 25. Uh, wants to select is another singer. Let's say Steve Crown. Let's say Steve Crown. So he selects 98. He's asked, please tell us the name of your favorite artist. The name is Steve Crown. Wow. Makariki, thank you for participating in Grand Talent Promotion voted for Steve Crown. And you can see now this is the list. I added this so that you see we had this list, but now we have this list. You can see Steve Crown has been added. But when we go back to run the application, it will not have Steve Crown because we don't have a mechanism or a place where we store in a database that now our singers, the list is now 5 because we had 4. Remember, it was starting from 0, but now we have 5. When you go to run back the application, it will have this, but as at this point, when the program is still running, it is 5. So I want you to just think about that. Huh? How are we going to implement that? Say that when users gives us new names, we'll have a we'll have a provision to add them in the database so that when another person who likes Steve Crown comes in, they will not be asked to write the name, whereas someone else has written that name. So we'll see how we will implement that in our future session. But for now, let's say that I'm underage. Let's say someone came. She's Mercy. She's Mercy Manga. Then she's 16 years. She want to vote. I know you've seen sometimes in the applications you try to do something to ask for maybe the age. So she's 16. Oh, we are sorry, you are not qualified to nominate a singer now. So this is just a simple application. It's just a main version of this application. I want you just to think about this, how we are going to implement this application so that in our future sessions we'll come back to this. We'll start from scratch together. We'll see how we can implement this application. I just wanted you to feel to feel and to know that most of the things that we access in our phones, like in our computers, they are programmed. Someone has written an application or a program somewhere and is running that application. Like this one, we voted for our best or our favorite artist. So we need maybe another application somewhere to recommend. How are we going to recommend maybe the best song, the song of the year? Which criteria are we going to use to select the artist and all that? So just be optimistic, be willing to learn. I promise that we are going to learn a lot. We are going to learn a lot as we go together. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending our today's session. Thank you for watching. I still request you that you go back to that part whereby I ask you to write the steps of baking a cake, just to remind you of the process that we talked about, so that as we come to our next session, you'll not be challenged. You'll be in a position to write some programs, and you'll understand basically what we are doing. So thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to my channel and share the video. Let's meet in our next session. God bless you.